Hello, welcome to Pinetop Jackson 2, the channel where history comes alive through documentary-style urban exploration. I'm Pinetop, and this stately looking stone structure behind me used to be a music school, but before that, this building and the Victorian house attached to it was a funeral home. This is actually the funeral home where Harry Houdini's body was embalmed. And today we're gonna get to look inside. This is what's left of the William R. Hamilton Funeral Home, later used as a music school before being abandoned. The story is piecemealed together, Frankenstein-like, and it started in the late 1800s with the mansion on the corner. The Queen Anne Revival-style home was designed by architect A.C. Varney. Varney was one of Detroit's most prolific residential architects. He was famous for his 1882 book, Our Homes and Their Adornments, which was designed to make happy homes for happy people. Built in 1891, the Victorian mansion was the home of Robert and Jennie Brown. Robert Brown was the vice president of the Brown Brothers Cigar Company, which at the time was one of the largest tobacco manufacturing companies in the U.S. Robert Brown died in 1908. His wealthy widow remained in the home until 1916, when she sold it to the W.R. Hamilton Funeral Home. This garage was added to the back of the house in 1917, probably to house Hamilton's growing fleet of hearses. William R. Hamilton died in 1928, but the Hamilton Funeral Home Company continued on. In 1930, Hamilton's ambitious firstborn son, Frank Hamilton, took out a loan in the midst of the Great Depression to build the Mortuary Chapel addition. Designed by architect William H. Marr, the two-story building paired a Stoic Art Deco style with Egyptian Revival themes. Above the three arches on the front are four medallions, which depict the profiles of a Sumerian, an Egyptian, a Greek, and a Roman. And it's hard to see, but they have hieroglyphic and text inscriptions talking about death. Hamilton was a well-known and respected funeral home. The bodies of many of the wealthy Detroit elite were prepared here. But what earned the building lasting fame is its connection to a celebrity magician. At the age of 52, Harry Houdini died after a performance in Detroit. On Halloween Day, 1926, Houdini's body was transported from Detroit's Grace Hospital to the Hamilton Funeral Home, where it was prepared and stored until his family organized transportation by rail to his final resting place. Passing down generation after generation, the Hamilton Funeral Home Company remained a family business up until 2017. But their operations in this building on Cass Avenue ceased in 1979. In 1981, Dr. Nellie Huger Ebersole purchased the pair of connected buildings. Ebersole was the head of the Arts Center Music School. Established in 1922 with a mission to provide quality music instruction to low-income families at affordable rates, the music school didn't have a permanent home. It kept getting bounced around from location to location due to city redevelopment. That changed with the purchase of the old Hamilton Funeral Home. The 300-seat chapel was turned into a recital hall. The upstairs bedrooms of the Victorian mansion became practice rooms, and the downstairs parlors and living rooms were where the business side of running a nonprofit music school was conducted. Dr. Ebersol died in 1991. At that point, the Art Center Music School was ran by a board of directors. The school slowly began to decline after that, and around 2005, everyone walked away. The historic building has remained vacant since then. Various people and business entities have tried to gain ownership, but red tape or something always seemed to get in the way. A couple homeless people have been squatting in one of the upstairs rooms for quite some time, and they kept the place relatively clean. Well, they kept the floors swept at least. For a building that's been abandoned for 20 years, it was probably the cleanest urbex adventure I've been part of. We started off in the garage, and wow, what a way to start. All this cool old stuff from the music school stored away in here. I was getting abandoned antique shop vibes. Continuing on to the back of the Victorian house, we encountered just piles of garbage, all shoved into heaps. The first of many pianos left behind. Oh, and lots of children's wading pools used to collect rainwater dripping from the damaged roof. Now we're stepping into the main mortuary chapel. There were originally pews here, with enough space to seat 300 mourners. This is that expensive marble that Frank Hamilton had imported for the floors. The music school used this for a recital hall, got rid of all the church pews in favor of some theater-style seating. This lone roller skate winds up in everyone's photos of the place. This was a really cool tapestry. It was some sort of thick wallpaper, I think. There's another one just like it upstairs. You'll see in a bit. Before going upstairs, look at how the mortuary connects to the Victorian house here. Ah, list of students. Mountain of garbage. Nope, I'm not going up these stairs. Sorry for my jerky camera movements here. I could tell this was the area where people had been living, and we didn't know if anyone was home or not. Now this room was just incredible. The mirror gave the illusion that the room was twice as big. But the mirror, the skylight, the window with all the vines, such a gorgeous space. A big practice room here. They could have used this for recitals as well. We're stepping across into the Victorian house now. Now this is probably one of the most bizarre rooms I've ever come across. The records just spilling out of the closet, a scene of decay seemingly frozen in time. It's haunting and it's magical. Oh yeah, we're right next door to the fire station. These rooms are just classic scenes of urban decay. Now right over there, we have a good view of the hospital. That hospital stands roughly in the same space where Detroit Grace stood, the hospital where Harry Houdini died in 1926. Grace was demolished in 1979, but standing here on the second floor of the funeral home where his body was prepared, we have a nice reminder, kind of like a view into the past. Now I was real nervous about these stairs leading up to the attic, but I climbed them anyway. In October of 2016, lightning struck the house, knocked a hole in the roof up here in the attic, started a fire that was able to be extinguished pretty much right away, probably because we're right next door to the fire station. Okay, back down now. This was definitely one of the sketchiest set of stairs I've ever navigated. Definitely not safe. But I got myself up there. I had to get back down one way or another. Decided if I'm gonna fall through the stairs, I might as well capture it on video. Alright, then we're headed back the way we came, back to the garage that once held hearses and now just holds boxes of sheet music. Thanks for watching, guys. Did you count how many pianos we saw in the place? If you dig these types of videos, please help the channel continue to grow by subscribing and sharing the video with anyone you know who would dig it too. See you next time.